What is happening, people? Coach Nathan here from Precision Markets, and today we're going to do a live trade. It's my first time doing this, so hopefully all goes well. And yeah, so we're just trading Euro USD. Today is the 31st of May. And yeah, I'm going to break down the time frames here, and I'm going to break down the story behind this trade. I really hope it plays out well. Yeah, so I'll go to the weekly time frame first of all. So on the weekly, we have tapped into a weekly demand zone down here. You can see this wick, and we have a bunch of liquidity here. So we're after taking all that liquidity, and this is also a demand zone on the monthly. So the weekly tapped into a HTF mitigation, so that means that we're likely to see some sort of pullback. Now we're bearish on the weekly, and we got this little change of character right here, which is starting to show bullish intent on the weekly, right? Now we have this demand zone here, but we're not going to trade off it today, maybe in the future, who knows? But all we know is that this is the first sign of a pullback on the weekly. So if that's a sign of a pullback on the weekly, let's see what we can find on the daily, right? So for me, we're between this high and this low on the daily, and we're about to pull into these premium levels here. Now we have these buy to sell wicks where I'm not, too pushed on them. I'm more pushed on this wick. This is a really nice supply zone for me. It swept liquidity, broke structure. So I'm looking at trading into this daily zone. So you can see we're starting to pull back now into it. On the 4 hour, we are, so if we're on a daily pullback, the 4 hour is now bullish. So we've been making some higher highs and higher lows, as you can see. Now we did take out this low. However, we had this unmitigated doji, which is a demand zone, swept liquidity as well. So I was thinking that this would be used as inducement, at least to fuel this move up higher. So that's kind of the higher time frame story behind this trade, and I'm hoping to at least take out the 4 hour high. With that being said, on the 15, and what I'm looking for is a change of character. So now that the 4 hour has pulled back into this demand zone, what we're starting to see is bearish price action here on the 15. So the first change of character will be this high taken after mitigating the HTF POI again. So once this changes character, that's when I'm going to start looking for longs inside this demand zone, or if we create something new up here, I'll start looking for longs, and hopefully I'll be able to take out all this liquidity and run it to the highs. We got the 4 hour highs here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for this to actually change character on the 15. I'm going to pause the video, I'm going to come back, and I'm going to come up with a management plan too of where I plan on taking some partials, because I'm not going to hold it all the way to this high. Just going to see what sort of zones are significant and may cause a reaction of some sort, because nothing's guaranteed in this market. So yeah, I'm going to be back to you guys in a bit. Let's see if this changes character. Yeah. Alright guys, so we have now gotten our change of character on the 15M. So I'll just bring you through this again. So we've tapped into this 4 hour demand zone. We've taken all this liquidity, right? This internal liquidity, which is brilliant. So we've liquidated it. We mitigated the HTF POI. So that's already in the plan, which is great. It's going to be a pro trend move as well. So I'm going to be looking at, I have this demand zone here, but I can see we have another area here. I like this area because of this wick. I'm going to choose it, and yeah, so I'm just going to mark this whole area up. There's a good chance it'll probably just come down to the wick, but I'll just take this whole area for now, and I'll update when we get to the entry. Alright guys, so about to hit break even. This chalk was a little bit aggressive. Alright, that's me break even now. This chalk was a little bit more aggressive, but I didn't mind to take this trade because I had built it up from the higher time frame. I was super confident in it, and I didn't mind to take this aggressive chalk. Now you can see it did come down slightly lower. It didn't stop me out of the trade, thank God. Yeah, so I'm gonna let this run. I have some partials at certain levels, and we'll see what happens. Will this turn out to be a break even, or will it continue to the upside? So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna go make something small to eat. I'm absolutely starving, sitting here for hours on the computer. I was doing a bunch of work, but God, I was super excited about this trade from this morning because I analyzed the chart before London, and I was like, I'm gonna wait for this. So the second I get an alert at this 4-hour zone, I'm gonna be on in this pro trend move. So we'll see what happens. Let's see what the market does, yeah. And yeah, gonna go eat. Chat to you guys in a bit. Alright guys, so this one took me out of break even. Totally fine, no worries. I'm gonna look for another entry, and I will update you guys when I see another one. Alright, so I'm just monitoring price as it moves, taking notes on what's going on here, because you have to be super focused and into this as well. So seeing what happens. I hope we take out that high, but just monitoring every single candle, what it's doing. Nice. Alright, so we've just tapped into my order. Alright guys, so I have decided to bring it to break even when I seen this sweep of liquidity and mitigation of this inside bar. I was like, okay, price has no need to come below this wick, so I'm break even now. Up here, break even was a little bit too far away, obviously, so the best thing I could do and most logical thing in this situation was to bring it at this point. So we're now risk free, and we'll see how this trade plays out. Alright guys, so I've just dragged my stop loss right underneath this zone. You can see it there in the MetaTrader, underneath this 1M zone. I'm just going to start dragging it aggressively now. It's probably going to stop me out. We're after taking liquidity. We see a bit of a reaction. It's getting late too in the evening. It's 7 o'clock, so I usually finish trading at like 4:30, max 5, so I'm like 2 hours over my trading hours. This trade took a long time to set up and to continue, but We had this area here. It was a inside bar on the 15M, and you can see we started creating some liquidity here, hence the stall, and we came up and we swept it. And this is what price does a lot, right? Whenever it's mucking around, it's just creating liquidity to take. And you'll notice it here, like we have this liquidity, it comes down, takes it, at the same time it's creating it, then takes it. So you really just got to chill out and just let the market do its thing, because that's what it does. It builds liquidity, takes liquidity, builds more, takes it, and you just have to have the higher time frame backing you. That was kind of the whole point of this trade, live trade sort of thing, was to show you guys that you have to build the bigger story behind your trade. Now whether this goes to target or not, I don't mind. It's late now in the evening, so I need to kind of continue with the rest of my life. But yeah, so that's really it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know the first trade was quite aggressive, but I really liked the reaction. But yeah, it was a break even, so I'm totally okay with that. And most of you know I only will trade the flip on the 1M, but with that sort of reaction, I don't mind to take it, to be honest. That was super. And yeah, but yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and have a great day, and see you guys in the Discord.